Right guys, so we're all here for the same reason, and that's to watch Sneako get battered again. Either Sneako is incredibly smart or incredibly dumb, but let's face it, he's putting his brain cells on the line for our entertainment. I know my audience on my channel are split between two sides. We've got the side who don't mind Sneako and can respect that he's putting in a bit of work, and then there's people on the other side of the fence who hate him but who love watching him get beat up. And regardless what side of the fence you're on, this video is going to make you happy, because Sneako has just done a stream with Merab Dvalishvili. I can't say his second name. I tried it about 12 times before the start of this video and I just can't do it. So we're just going to say Merab. Here it is down here. Merab Dvalishvili. Merab Dvalishvili. Is that it? Merab is a UFC fighter. He had a very impressive win on the weekend against the former champion Henry Cejudo. A lot of my MMA people on this channel will know how impressive that win was on the weekend, and the people who aren't into MMA that much, Henry Cejudo was a beast. He was an Olympic wrestling gold medalist and a champion in 2 divisions within the UFC, so he was really no joke. The only problem is that Henry Cejudo retired in his prime years, and Merab has been an absolute animal. He does not get tired. He's a cardio machine. He hasn't got the most exciting style because he wrestles a lot, but he's just relentless. And to be fair to him, on the weekend, the fight was pretty entertaining because he was picking Henry Cejudo up. He was walking across the octagon with him on his shoulders. Then he was talking to Mark Zuckerberg, then slamming Henry Cejudo down, and then he was doing ground and pound whilst talking to Dana White and the commentary booth. It was almost Khabib-esque. So Merab is a bit of a savage, and Sneako is, well, Sneako, he's done a little bit of boxing. He was grappling with Nate Diaz the other day. We haven't seen any of that footage yet, but make sure you subscribe to the channel, because as soon as it's released, we'll cover it right here. And to support the channel, drop this video a like, please, because my videos often get demonetized and limited reach just because of the nature of the content. So we got Merab versus Sneako, and this is the grappling version of the Sean Strickland spar. I haven't watched it all yet. I've watched the first 20 seconds, and Merab is all over him.
Shaun, like he's got a really good punch. He's got good precision. What do you think you're gonna do?
It's every sparring, like we have a cage, right?
Yeah, this is Sugar Shaun.
Yeah.
Sean O'Malley.
It's like this, and then I'm gonna do the same. Let's say you do punch, kick me, whatever.
This is what Merab does.
Do this.
Yeah.
Do this.
Well, I'm not Sugar Shaun, you know. Different story. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what you're gonna do.
Okay, that's not the end, by the way.
Oh, same thing, like you know.
Okay.
Sneako asked him to just demo a little bit. Merab just keeps going now.
See, now I'm gonna press the gun.
Kind of a Toriano, what we just showed.
See, that's how I'm gonna do. That's how I'm gonna do. Wow. That's how I'm gonna do.
I love the way he's just getting the slaps in there.
That's how I'm gonna do. That's how I'm gonna do. That's how I'm gonna do. That's how I'm gonna do.
Microphone.
That's how I'm gonna do. Let's go, Shaun. Let's go, Shaun.
I'm not Shaun.
Let's go, Shaun. Let's go, Shaun. Let's go.
Merab saying, there you go, Sean. There you go, Sean. Choking him out.
What the fuck? Not Shaun.
You're not stopping these takedowns. As soon as Merab's got your leg, you're done for. You can tell Sneako hasn't really done much groundwork, although he's fighting Merab. Yeah. Right.
Let's go. See, I'm on top. That's how you need the jiu-jitsu. Only jiu-jitsu can help you.
Merab said only jiu-jitsu can help you. I think that's what he said anyway. But as you can see, Sneako doesn't really know what to do. He's like a fish out of water. But even if he did kind of know what to do, he's not going to be able to do it against Merab because he's a professional fighter. So it's all well and good saying, oh, Sneako should do this, should do that. We're looking at the best in the game right now at grappling. He's arguably maybe like top 5 grapplers in the UFC at the moment, especially with regards to just the sheer tenacity and relentlessness. I do think it is true in the fact that Sneako hasn't really done much grappling. We can see he's not trying to buck Merab off. He's not trying to use his right leg. So look at where my mouse cursor is. He's not trying to hook this leg around Merab's left leg and then rotate him over. You can see Sneako's not trying to create any scrambles. And as I say, even if he was able to do any of this, he most likely would not be successful with any of these moves. But my point is that you can see that he isn't even trying anything, which shows that he just hasn't got any experience in grappling yet. It's mainly going to be boxing for Sneako.
Yeah. Watch, you know what I'm gonna do? See what I'm gonna do.
Does he go armbar? Transition to armbar there. Oh, look at that. That's uncomfortable. Oh, leave him alone. You got your balls in Sneako's face.
Where's it? Oh, he's going choke. Oh, good looking guy. Good looking guy.
Oh, he's sort of slapping back. Okay, Sneako's out.
You wanna be fighter? You wanna be fighter? Pull that hand down, pull that hand down.
That's not a tap, that's a slap. There's the tap. Nice. I think people don't realise how good these professional fighters are. You see Sneako there, relatively athletic lad. He lifts weights, he does a little bit of boxing, which he's getting a lot better at now. And he could do nothing against Merab. It's like Joe Rogan said all them years ago about when you're rolling with someone who really knows what they're doing with regards to jiu-jitsu. It feels like you're drowning. You just can't do anything to save yourself. They're moving you and manipulating you in ways that you know what they're doing, but you just can't stop them. I remember rolling with my MMA coach, and at the time I was about 200 pounds in pretty decent shape. I was thick, big chest. I was benching 140, deadlifting 200, squatting 160. I had a fair amount of grappling and submission knowledge, and my instructor was about 150 pounds, built like that. And he'd just grab me on and he'd move it, and I'd be like, nope. And then he'd move it again, and I'm like, oh, no. And just over like a 40 to 60 second span, my arm would slowly get into position. Next thing, he's got me in a Kimura or an armbar or a choke. But he'd slowly drown you. It's like Chinese water torture. Just drip by drip by drip. He killed me. And I love it, because I had all the strength, but because he had the skill and the technique, he just knew exactly what to do, and he could overcome my strength and 50 pound weight advantage easily. And that's what we're seeing from Merab right here. Most people who haven't really had fights before, who might be 6 foot, 6'2", whatever, Sneako's a tall lad, might look at Merab and think, God, he's only 5'6" or whatever he is, 5'5". I'd batter him, but they don't realise, no, Merab would destroy you. It goes back to the size versus skill debate, and Merab, although he hasn't got the size, is extremely skilled, and I guarantee he's also quite strong, and he's got the cardio, so he's got multiple weapons, skill, cardio, and strength.
How you feeling?
I'm fine.
Now you understand how the chance we're gonna feel?
No, I think that was easy.
So there you go, Sneako throwing himself into the deep end again, but this time on the grappling side. Now also, from this live stream, Sneako gave us a little bit of an insight into what happened after the Sean Strickland spar. Apparently, he's being banned from the UFC Performance Institute. That's where him and Sean Strickland had the spar. It's a big institute where all the fighters go to get the training, the nutrition, the physiotherapy, all funded by the UFC. Let's listen to Sneako talk about it.
We just came back from the UFC PI. We came to this gym at first, and we got a new backpack, so the connection should be good. And we were testing it out, and here the connection was bad, so we decided to go to the UFC PI. That's where I sparred Strickland. And I went to the front desk, and they're like, yeah, you can't be here. I'm like, what did I do? I get blackballed everywhere I go, man. Get blackballed on social media platforms, get blackballed from every streamer, from all these events. Even gyms, I'm getting blackballed. And I just want to state that nobody told me to spar Strickland. Like, I didn't, just Strickland offered to do it. I said yes. It wasn't anybody, like, it wasn't, Jake Shields had nothing, like, don't try to blame anybody for that. It was my decision making.
It didn't sound like they give him a reason for banning him. But Merab actually weighs in on what he thought about that spar between Sean Strickland and Sneako getting banned from the Performance Institute. Here's what he says.
Even for me, it was very hard to the UFC champion sparring in UFC PI against the guy, not a fighter, not professional, and then this UFC champion going hard against the guy. We don't do that. You know?
But it seems weird that I would get in trouble for that. Like, why do I get punished for something that I didn't do?
As you can see, Merab doesn't agree with what Sean Strickland done. He said, Sean Strickland is the UFC middleweight champion. Why is he going so hard on a beginner like that? And obviously, a lot of people had the opinion of Sneako knew what he was getting into. He knew he was going in there with Sean Strickland, and Sean Strickland was going to go that hard, which I also agree with that point. But then I also agree with the point that Sean Strickland should give Sneako the benefit of the doubt and not go that hard. Sean Strickland goes hard on pretty much everyone, but do I think that's warranted? Not really. So regardless, I can see it from both sides. Now, the other night, Sneako went on stream to talk about how he's been sparring a little bit too much and he needs a bit of a rest. Here's what he said. Oh yeah, and big shout out to this YouTube channel for splicing this all together called Weird in Life. Right, so here's Sneako talking about the sparring he's been doing lately.
But I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, I didn't want to stream today. I haven't left the crib. That's why I look kind of pale right now. I haven't left the crib since Thursday. So this is what it looked like. I got back from that trip. Thursday I went to the gym and then I streamed. And then Friday I went to the gym again and I did some sparring training again. I've been sparring too much, bro. You see, I got the Nick Diaz Academy hoodie on from Stockton. I sparred with them like 4 rounds, 1 round with the pro, 3 rounds with Nate, which was like a couple days after the Strickland thing, which you guys all saw, and you saw I took some licks, and we're gonna talk a little bit about that today. And then on Friday, I'm losing track of the dates, bro. Like, honestly, I've never had a concussion that serious, but like I was even watching the Rocky movie, and Rocky was counting the numbers on the house because Rocky's really stupid, and Rocky has CTE, and that's kind of the whole joke. He's like, oh, Adrian, and so he sees the numbers of the house he's supposed to buy, and it adds up to 9. And I was like trying to add it up with Rocky in real time. He's like, oh, it adds up to 9. That's a good number. And I was like, does that add up to 9? 3, 3, 2, 2. I was like, yeah, I might have a concussion, bro. I think something might be up with my head. That I was counting the numbers of the house slower than Rocky and Rocky 2.
Now, it might not be a concussion, Sneako. You just might not be that great at maths. And I'll hold my hands up. I'm right there with you. I'm terrible at maths. Or has Sneako got a concussion? He might do. You gotta remember, he's been sparring against loads of people these last 6 months, been taking all sorts of punches. He took shots off Bradley Martin, Jake Paul, Bryce Hall. Then he's been training with Jake Shields. Then not long after that, he's done the Sean Strickland spar. Then pretty much immediately went into spar Nate Diaz and his teammates. It is a little bit too much. And here's the thing, can you do too much sparring? Yeah, but it depends. If you've got a fair bit of experience and you're sparring 3, 4, 5 times a week, that might not be that bad, provided that your defense is on point. So I've now been back to kickboxing Saturday, Tuesday, and then I'm going again tonight. So tonight will be my 3rd session back. We've sparred every single time, but I haven't really taken too many shots, to be fair. I took 1 hard jab, and that's the only shot I remember taking clean to my face. Everything else I've managed to block relatively decently. I've been working on my head movements, been working on the in and out range, the distance management. So if you're not taking too many shots, you're able to spar more frequently. But Sneako has been taking a lot of shots just because he's a beginner, he's a novice. He hasn't learned much about defense yet. Okay, he can keep his hands up, but you also need to learn about head movement, throwing your head off the center line when you're throwing a jab and a cross. Instead, every time Sneako's doing one of these streams, he's just kind of taking a beating to the head, and that will catch up with you. So although Sneako makes for some pretty decent content, especially for this channel, I think Sneako should watch his head a little bit, maybe just back off the sparring and just do some pad work, or maybe at the very, very most, some light tech sparring. Stop going in there with these professional fighters. Do some sparring with Neon. But anyway, there we go. Hats off to Sneako, once again getting in there against Merab, but I think maybe it's time to recover from those concussions and just do a little bit of pad work and lift some weights. Okay guys, I'm actually going on holiday next week, but I'm going to continue with the uploads. I'm going to be batch filming a few videos, so if you guys have got any suggestions whatsoever, anything you want me to cover, anything you want me to react to, just hit me up in the Instagram DMs. The link is in the description. That's how committed to this game we are. As I say, I'm just getting started. Okay, send me your suggestions, like the video, and I'll see you all tomorrow.